Hi, it's Terry from the Star Morning Show, and I am here to introduce you to another wonderful teacher in the Metro. Her name is Mrs. Erin Lane. She is a fifth grade teacher at Woodbrook Elementary in Elkhorn. Thanks for joining me, Mrs. Lane.
Thank you so much.
It's so great to meet you. I received a wonderful letter nominating you from one of the parents of one of your students. How big is your fifth grade class this year?
So Woodbrook opened last year, was our first year. So we're a brand new elementary school in Elkhorn. So I have 22, and then my teaching partner also has 22.
Wow. And how long have you been teaching?
So I have been teaching, this is my 15th year in education, my second year in Elkhorn. We moved from Kansas City last year, so.
That's great. And it must be great having a brand new building, a brand new school to come to as well.
Yes, we are very blessed and very lucky, yes.
All right. Well, I would like to read you just a little part of the letter I received from a parent of a child in your class. It says, Mrs. Lane is everything you could ever hope for in a teacher. She's kind, funny, caring, and hardworking. She goes above and beyond to keep track of my son's daily needs and time away from class so she can make sure he never falls behind. She's an incredible teacher that teaches her students it's okay to be themselves. I know. I know. But it's just, that just shows you, I think teachers are our heroes. They do so much for not only our students, but also parents as well, that communication being so important. So I wanted to ask you, Mrs. Lane, what's been one of the biggest challenges being a fifth grade teacher?
I say any year that with fifth grade, it's hard because you don't get to see them again. So you work so hard, you build these relationships, and then you send them off to middle school and you don't get to see them every day. You don't get to interact with them again. And that, I think, is one of the hardest things for me personally, because you do work so hard with them, and it's such a transitional year for them as they're figuring out, how do I own my independence, but still be, respectful of all of the rules and the things at home and at school and that. And you get to help create these little humans that get to go on to middle school, but then I don't get to see them as much anymore.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, right? They're in a whole different building.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me flip that over and ask you, what's been one of the highlights this year for you as a teacher?
I am super lucky. So one, I always love teaching fifth grade because they do get my sense of humor and they can joke and interact with you, which is really fun.
Sure.
But the other thing, we just, honestly, these kids are so kind and nice and just are really caring of each other. So obviously kids are kids and they do kid things, but they never are disrespectful. They are never unkind to each other. They're figuring things out in those growing pains, but they are just a genuinely, really authentically nice group of kids.
Which is wonderful. It's wonderful to have that naturally happen. Now, one of the things I wanted to ask you too, like you said, they're transitioning and things like that, and the fact that they are nice. Is it something that you've had in other classes, or is it just this class in particular this year?
So I would say, because we are a little bit smaller and with only 22, I would say it's unique to this group because I have so many that, because we're a brand new school, that have moved from other places. So that sense of community, whereas in other places, you typically know the class that's coming to you and you know the kids and they know each other from neighborhoods and that. But with this group, we have so many brand new to us. So I think just that sense of community and that welcoming piece of it, I've seen a lot more this year because we do have so many brand new students to not only our school, but to the district itself.
All right. Well, I've got a few quick questions so we can get to know a little bit more about you, Mrs. Lane. First of all, what is your favorite thing to do this time of year in winter? Do you have something, are you a winter person or?
No, I am not. So when my husband said, Kansas City is cold enough. So when he said Omaha, Nebraska, I'm like, really? When we moved, but I would say one of my favorite things, I am an animal lover. And so I have my puppies that I have, and the kids know we have 3 at home, and I'm a reader. So for me, snuggling with the dogs, my kids, I have 2 boys at home. So watching TV with them or hanging with them, and then just kind of being at home.
All right. Well, when you're hanging out with your kids at home, and that is their favorite movie or show that you all like to watch together?
Well, I am a boy mom through and through. So it has been Star Wars and Boba Fett, and I have had to, learn all of those things. So thank goodness for the boys in my class that help with that too, because that is definitely not my background. So we definitely are a Star Wars family.
Oh yeah, and Baby Yoda too, right?
Of course.
Grogu. Okay. What is the thing here in Omaha, since you're kind of new to Omaha, is there any place you visited that really stands out that you like the zoo, or is there anything like that?
Gosh, yes. So obviously I actually went to Northwest Missouri State, and that's where I met my husband. We went to the zoo like long time ago. I won't age myself with that one. But the other thing that we've really enjoyed, honestly, is just the different food options that are here in Omaha, and how many, my family is foodie, my boys are foodies. So for us, trying the different things that are so close and available and just really good food, that is definitely something. And we moved right in the heart of the pandemic when you couldn't do a lot, but we could sure order in food. So that's been something we've really enjoyed here in Omaha.
I agree with you. When I first moved here, everyone's telling me it's a food city, it's a food city. So I was really excited about that. And I agree with you. Okay, I have one more question for you, Mrs. Lane. What is your favorite thing about teaching?
Oh my gosh. So and this gets me a little bit emotional because I'm a mom too, and I know what I want for my boys. And so that's what I want for these kids every day. And for me, being able to be a piece in their story, like I joke all the time about the littles. We call them tiny humans, but I tell these kids, particularly fifth graders, like, you get to influence that. You are a part of everybody's, you are your own future. You're a part of this story that we're telling. And so for me to be a little piece of theirs, and I tell them, yes, I want you to do well academically, but for me, I want to help make good humans, because especially as, hard as it's been these last couple of years. And so I think that's my favorite part, is to see these good humans that we get to help be a part of. And honestly, we help raise just a little bit. Academics always come and we can work on that, but I think that's my favorite part, and to see the growth of where they start in fifth grade versus where they leave. And then when I do get to see them in 2 years or 3 years, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at you, I remember when you couldn't find your notebook and you couldn't find that, and now you're driving and making me feel really old. But I think that's my favorite part.
I never thought of it that way, but you're right. Just being part of that story of their lives has to be so rewarding for you. So, Mrs. Lane, I want to congratulate you again. We have a couple gifts for you. First of all, being a foodie and all, you're going to love to have a Zio's Pizza gift card. I don't know if you've ever been to Zio's, but they're wonderful. So you can enjoy that with your boys. And we also have, courtesy of Regal Awards, your Star 104.5 Teacher of the Week Award for you to keep on your desk or wherever you like.
Thank you so much.
And I know your school and your class knows how wonderful you are, but just a little reminder now and then that you're a star as far as the teaching world goes and everything that you do. So I want to thank you again for all you do for our students. And I'm so glad to finally meet you, Mrs. Erin Lane, fifth grade teacher at Woodbrook Elementary in Elkhorn. You are our Teacher of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.